right, now we're being given the general form of the equation for an ellipse, and we're being asked to graph it after putting it into standard form. So how do we do this? Well, if you remember back to quadratics, we completed the square with whatever term was being squared. Well, now we're going to do that with both x and y because both the x and y terms are being squared. Variables are being squared. So let's group together first our terms that involve x and terms that involve y, and move our constant to the other side. So we have 6x squared plus 12x plus 4y squared minus 32y equals negative 34. So now let's factor out our 6 from our x terms and complete the square. So 6 times x squared plus 12x. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 squared is 36. But what did I forget to do? I didn't factor out the 6 from our 12x. 6 times 2x is 12x. And then complete the square with that. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Squared is 1. So we have x squared plus 2x plus 1. But remember, we're going to need to add 6 to the other side. We're going to leave room for that eventually. So this is plus, let's factor out our 4 times y squared minus 32 divided by 4 is 8y plus negative 8 divided by 2 is 4, negative 4. Negative 4 squared is 16. So we're adding 16 here. Equals, now we have our negative 34. Now what did we add to our x terms? 6 times 1 is 6, so we're adding 6 on the left side. We have to add 6 on the right side of the equation. And then 4 times 16 is 64. So we're adding 64 to the left-hand side of the equation. We add 64 to the right-hand side. So then this gives us 6 times x plus 1 squared, because we completed the square, plus 4 times y minus 4 squared, again because we completed the square. We know it's minus because our y term is being subtracted from y squared, equals negative 34 plus 6 plus 64. That's the same thing as 70 minus 34, which is 36. And last but not least, we divide everything by 36, and we end up with x plus 1 squared divided by 6 plus y minus 4 squared divided by 9 equals 1. So that means our center is at negative 1, 4. We'll go ahead and graph that. Negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. We know a squared equals 6. So a equals the square root of 6. And that's approximately 2.45. So from our center, we're going to go to 2.45 to the right and 2.45 to the left. So 1, 2, and almost half. 1, 2, and almost half. 2.45. And again, those points are going to be, that's going to be negative 1 plus the square root of 6, 4, and negative 1 minus the square root of 6, 4. And then we'll look at our b squared equals 9, which means b equals the square root of 9, which is 3. So we'll go up and down from our center 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that means we're at negative 1, 7 and negative 1, 1. And then we just connect our dots, breaking it up into fourths to graph our ellipse. So again, we completed the square for x, completed the square for y, made sure that we added to the right-hand side everything that we added to the left-hand side, and then simplified to get our standard form. And then we graphed as we normally would, finding the center, and then A and B in order to graph our major axis and minor axis vertices.